Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Great 28 on Track by Track. All this month I'm highlighting one great album per day. It's day 26 and the letter of the day is X, which means I get to talk about XTC. If you haven't figured it out already from a few of my other selections on this list, artists or albums that have a bit of a Beatle-esque flair often appeal to my musical taste, and I think that without question XTC falls into that category, particularly with their later albums. I first discovered XTC around the time they released their landmark album Skylarking in 1986. In fact, I'm almost positive that that was one of my 12 albums for a penny through Columbia House. Either that or I forgot to send my response card back one month and got sent that cassette automatically. Regardless, it was an album that I liked okay, but that's about it. Actually, it was their next album that really got me excited, and I didn't even know it was XTC at first. When the band released Sonic Sunspot, their second release under the name Dukes of Stratosphere, I loved the psychedelic throwback sound that they were embracing. So, while the next official XTC album, Oranges and Lemons, in 1989 definitely dialed back the trippiness of their Dukes persona, it also amped up the 60s pop influences that had been hinted at on Skylarking. Now, what I've heard is that as much as the band enjoyed the freedom of recording such retro-flavored music as Dukes of Stratosphere, they somehow resented having to adopt an alternate persona to do so. After two Dukes albums, the band decided it was time to allow themselves to embrace that sound on a true XTC album, thus Oranges and Lemons. For me, this was the perfect balance. As much as I liked the psychedelic vibe they created as Dukes of Stratosphere, I still felt like it was a bit extreme. And while I liked XTC's flavor of pop on their earlier albums, up to and including Skylarking, it still struck me as a little tame. Finally, on Oranges and Lemons, I felt like the band achieved the best of both worlds. The music here is simultaneously retro and contemporary. As with most acts that aim for this kind of 60s-influenced pop music, this album is full of the kind of lush vocal harmonies and jangly guitars that are pretty much a genre prerequisite. Mayor of Simpleton and King for a Day are perfect examples of that. Then there's the more exotic flavors found on tracks like the opener, Garden of Earthly Delights, or Poor Skeleton Steps Out, a song that Danny Elfman probably wishes he'd written with Oingo Boingo a few years earlier. Of course, it wouldn't be a 60s throwback if the themes of peace and love didn't permeate the lyrics, and we get that in songs like The Loving and Merely a Man. It's not all a love fest, though, as evidenced by the satirically cynical Here Comes President Kill Again. If you're feeling disenchanted with politics in America right now, just listen to this song and remember, it could be worse. So as I wind down this segment, I want to mention two more things about this album and XTC. First, if you're looking to buy this album, be sure to check out the recent remastered CD Blu-ray Combo Edition. That set features the Steve Wilson surround sound mix, as well as a ton of bonus tracks. I actually just ordered it myself, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'll be sure to link to that in the description below if you're interested. And finally, I also want to recommend the recent documentary film XTC, This Is Pop. I saw it on Showtime a few weeks ago and I really enjoyed it. It gives you a brisk overview of their career along with insightful interviews with members of the band. You'll be left wanting more, but that's what the music is for. It's a great excuse to explore their discography, and this album is as good a place as any to start. Oranges and Lemons by XTC. It's today's addition to the Great 28. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this is Track by Track. Be sure to click subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode of Great 28 and many more videos to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.